Emotional interactions under the weather. I'm looking for the smiley face. Ta-da! Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1489 of What's She Up To Now. Documenting the journey, sharing some of my experiences as I have been involved in lots of different online and offline businesses over the last 48, almost 49 years. I guess I got a birthday coming up, so that means I have to click up the number to 49 years instead of 48. God, that's a long time. That's a really long time. So why do I have a sailboat and a smiley face today? I love these stress balls. I don't know if you've ever had them, but I used to have a very stressful life. Not really so much anymore as I'm sitting here in my bathrobe, because under the weather was our idiom for supersize your business today. What does it mean? Where does it come from? It's from the mid-1800s, probably much sooner, and it has to deal with when the sailing ships were sailing the seas and delivering products, services, and people to different destinations. It was the main form of transportation across the oceans, was sailing ships before airplanes and things were created. And under the weather meant that when the wind was blowing hard and the water was rough, that some people, either passengers or crew, would feel sick. And instead of getting seasick on deck everywhere or over the side of the boat and getting blown over the side of the boat, they were sent below decks, literally under the weather, to ride out the storm and, I guess, be sick in private or be sick where other people weren't seeing them. Because if you've ever been in that situation where somebody throws up and then it causes this whole chain reaction, I found that I can tolerate cleaning up and dealing with throw up my own kids and my grandkids, but other kids, oh my gosh, it triggers the gag reflex. It's just terrible. I don't know why I'm talking about that. So under the weather was our idiom today. I talked about COVID. I mean, the elephant in the room, let's be honest. The elephant in the room that some people are afraid to talk about, and I just avoid the subject most of the time. I talked about today because I think one of the biggest lessons we should have learned and better have learned from COVID is that when you're sick, you don't go to work. When you're sick, you don't go to the store. When you're sick, you don't go around other people. Number one, it's good manners. And I like this lesson because it's one that I had to learn. I used to go to work no matter how sick I was. I was sicker than a dog sometimes, and I would drag my butt into work when I was working for someone else or into my company, at least for part of the day, even when I should have probably been in a hospital bed. My rear was at work doing the things that I would normally do. And I learned that there's always someone else that can do the things I've got to do. My sudden cardiac arrest taught me that. I had systems and things in place that I didn't have to go. I just felt this internal motivation and drive to go. And it was a little bit of misplaced beliefs and energy and thoughts, right? And so now COVID has given me, like everybody else, permission and responsibility, actually, to stay home if you're sick. Stay away from other people if you're sick. Masks, I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, because I used to make masks. When I worked for Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing, also known as 3M, I worked in occupational health and safety for 3+ years and made masks, made gas masks. We call them gas masks back then. But I made, and I don't even know if they had N95s back then, but I made different masks and different masks for different types of safety environments. So I have a whole different philosophy on masks. And guess what? That bandana or that piece of fabric you put over your face, that's not doing anything to protect you. If you sneeze, it might protect somebody else, but it's, again, topic for another day. So I talked about this because I think it's important that we learn the lessons from this crazy pandemic and how it's impacted our businesses, so that we are prepared better next time. So we have options, we keep our options open, and we can respond more quickly if there's ever something like this that happens again, just to learn and be prepared. So that was our idiom for supersize your business today. Our annual challenge this year is BU 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us. Think about it. It's easy to do one little thing every day that makes us a better human being in some area or aspect of our life. We're focusing on emotions this segment. So we talked about the interaction of our emotions, our emotional well-being, that area and aspect of our life, and how it interacts with all the different areas. It is one of those areas that impacts everything, just like our physical impacts everything, right? Our physical, our emotional, our mental. I contend that those three areas and aspects, and usually spiritual as well, but you can not be spiritual at all and and still survive, right? I'm sure all of my spiritual friends are like rolling and saying their eyes and saying, no, you can't. And it doesn't matter. What you believe is what drives you. But our emotions impact every area and aspect of our life. We talked about that a lot. You can catch that on the Get Up and Go Challenge Facebook group, Guide 15. All of them are in there. So if you're just hearing about the challenge now, it's not one of those things where you have to start on day one and go all the way through to the end. It's I'm doing it in segments that go along with the life framework. Where's my life framework? I can't reach it. Oh, dropped it. That go along with the life framework that I'm using. It's a 9-component life framework. It's one I've used for decades, almost 50 years, if not, probably have used it for, no, not quite 50 years. 45 though, 45 years I've used that to set goals, plan my life, map things out, figure out how things are going for me. So we talked about that and how there's 3 components to emotions. Why would we want to understand and learn about our emotions? 5 reasons we want to do that. Things like that are there. I am babysitting my 1-year-old granddaughter this weekend, so I'm going to sign off and say goodbye because she started to wake up right as I was making my videos, but I was super quiet heating up my coffee so that she didn't wake up and so I could actually make my videos today. If I can help you in any way, realize I'm hanging out with a 1-year-old, so it might take me a couple of minutes, but I'd be glad to interact and help you any way that you can think of. If you are stuck on something, anything business related or personal, I guess, since I'm doing an annual Improve You challenge, anything that's challenging you that you feel stuck and you've tried to figure it out but you don't know what to do, you just need to bounce it off somebody, I guarantee that in less than 5 minutes we can figure out exactly what you need to do next, like right now. Not all of the things you need to do to get what you want, but the next thing you need to do right now to get you making progress and moving toward what you want. 5 minutes or less, I can guarantee that. If you're brave enough to call and ask, I will tell you, I make this offer often in my videos now, and I make it because nobody takes me up on it, right? I mean, that's not really a secret, but people are afraid to reach out, and overcoming that fear of asking for help is one of the best things that we can do to help move ourselves along. It's why mastermind groups and accountability groups and coaching and things are so powerful, because we're working with somebody else who gives us permission. We don't need someone else's permission to change or take action or do anything in our life. I don't know. I think when we're kids, it's feed into us that, and brained into us that we have to have permission to do anything or anything, to do everything and anything. Oh, can I please go to the bathroom? Can I please go to my locker? Can I please whatever? And it's just repeatedly, that belief gets ingrained into us that we have to have permission to do anything. You don't, but if you need permission, I'd be glad to give you permission and help out with that. All right, have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Let me know if I can help in any way.